Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And wasn't that quite the performance tonight? I hope all of you guys tuned in into the Victor Wembanyama show. Yes, the San Antonio Spurs did not come out victorious versus the Portland Trailblazers, but Victor Wembanyama was able to overcome adversity from shooting 2 for 13 a couple nights ago, getting his welcome to the NBA moment by Kai Jones. He looked nervous, and like I said in one of my previous videos a couple days ago on the stupid people that were saying Victor Wembanyama is a bust already, I'm like, it's okay to be a generational talent. It's okay to be the most hyped up prospect since LeBron James and struggle and have to go through adversity. You're 19 years old. There's a reason there's the summer league, to make sure that you get adjusted to the speed and physicality of the NBA. Yes, there's talent when it comes to summer league, but more fully developed talent is obviously at the next level in the actual NBA when he's playing with Keldon Johnson, playing with Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, and even more on his actual roster. But yeah, he also literally just played in the French League a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago in the playoffs with the Metropolitans. He could be gassed a little bit. When you talk about the spacing, when you talk about the way you defend the paint, the way the game is played, it's totally different. And you're getting used to playing with different guys as well on your team that aren't going to be your teammates for very long. Some of these guys, at least, we'll see how many minutes Malachi Branham gets. He's really frustrating me tonight. He shot like 1 for 17, but I really liked him coming out of Ohio State. Again, really frustrating me tonight. But yeah, you have guys that are literally looking to just kill you out there on the floor. They're like, all right, let's see what this number one overall pick's all about. But the guys that were hating on Victor Wembanyama, guys and girls that were hating on Victor Wembanyama after his last performance, saying he didn't deserve to be picked number one overall. He's not the most hyped up thing since LeBron James. He shouldn't have even gotten that comparison. He's not a generational talent. Just stay on that side. Just please stay on that side. I understand it's still summer league, but you did see he just looked cool as a cucumber out there. And sometimes you may just need one game. Maybe you do need that. Obviously, when it comes to the physicality side of things, certain matchups, it's going to be different at the next level. But you saw the full-on skill set. He looked decisive. And what I mentioned in my previous video as well, it's okay to say that you look lost out there or you didn't know what you're doing. Like, it's your first game. That's why you learn from the coaching staff. And he looked more decisive. And what I mean by that, just mostly every part of his game, but specifically from three. He looked bad from three last game, but I also spit the facts that when he was playing with the Metropolitans, when he was playing with Asvel before that, he was a potential shooter. He has a smooth stroke from the outside. But at the end of the day, when it came to the Metropolitans last year, he shot 27% from three. He took a good amount of them, but he did not hit a lot of them. So it came down to how many threes is he going to go on to take, and I thought he had a very good shot diet. I liked the way they utilized him. He only took 3 threes, but he hit 2 of them, and it looked like one fluid motion. It didn't look like he was hesitant. He went right into his shot, and he knocked them down. And one of those shots was big time down the stretch because the first quarter of basketball, specifically by the Spurs, was just completely ugly, but by also both teams, the Spurs and the Trailblazers. It was just an ugly first quarter of basketball. The Spurs were even in double digits. I believe they finished the first quarter only scoring 9 points. And I understand Blake Wesley's trying to get a bigger role. Same thing with Malachi Branham, other guys on this team. But gosh, they do not know how to get Wembanyama the basketball. I understand they're trying to get theirs and they're trying to get a contract and all of that. But there's so many plays. It's like Wembanyama's flashing in the middle. And like I said, they needed to utilize him in the mid-range area. And that's what they did. Like, credit to the Spurs coaching staff for adjusting. Wembanyama as well. Maybe he said, I'm more comfortable with this, but he just completely was utilized a different way, and they used him. They played him throughout his strengths, which I loved. Again, it is just summer league, but you saw the full package, and you saw him impact the game in a bunch of different ways, even playmaking. He finished with 0 assists, but you've seen these last couple games. He had 3 assists last game. Should have honestly had 5 assists because he makes very, very brilliant reads, and then his teammates try to do too much with the basketball, or they're not making the right plays in certain situations. But yeah, some of these players are going to have egos at times because they're trying to just show this killer mentality and try to make a team. But Wembanyama, I thought, played a good game. He played 27 minutes, only committed 1 foul. You're allowed 10 fouls in Summer League. And I thought he looked extremely disciplined out there on the floor to start off the game. Like, you just saw everything. Catch and shoot mid-range, look cool as a cucumber. Knocked it down. He was aggressive, crashing the glass off of his teammates' miss. You saw this with the Metropolitans. Tipped it to himself in the air. Just dunked it, looked absolutely nasty. Another play off the dribble, went to the floater, and he was able to just track it down. He just showed his hustle and determination on the play. And by the way, this dude's humble. He's a hard worker. He's a talent on top of it. He's David Robinson to learn from. He has Tim Duncan to learn from, previous first overall picks. You have Greg Popovich the next 5 years. You have Manu Ginobili. You just have a bunch of guys to learn from that he's just gonna be completely fine. And then he got his own rebound off of his missed floater, and then he was able to put it up and in and use that physicality. The patience in the post on this one play is like, I'm just going to flick it up. I do realize I'm 7'3.5", just gets it over a defender, showed off really good footwork that he really possessed there, ran the floor very well off of a stop by the San Antonio Spurs, was able to throw it down. The follow-away jumper, got into the crossover, and just low to the floor crossover, off balance, pull up mid-range, knocked it down. Big three when there was like 3 minutes left when they were making a comeback that he was able to knock down a mid-range and a big-time moment as well. On the defense side of the basketball, probably one of the most impressive things, 5 blocks last game. Even though he was 2 for 13 last game, he did show the ability to distribute the basketball, dribble the ball up the floor, make stops on defense, finish with 5 blocks. But I thought he was more disciplined in this game, rotating over. He did miss an assignment on one play that I thought he rotated over too much and allowed a man to actually throw the ball down. He was disrupting shots on the outside again, showing that versatility on defense. He had very good timing when it came to help side defense down the stretch, and then forced a shot clock violation. I don't believe he got credited for the block there, but finished with three blocks. He had one big block down the stretch, had a huge three-pointer on the left wing to make the game even closer. Some of his teammates at times that it was in transition, Blake Wesley should have made the extra pass to Wembanyama because he was absolutely taking over when he checked in the game with like around 4:30 left or 4:02 left, and Blake Wesley instead took the three-pointer in transition that I wasn't a big-time fan of. Branham took a shot I wasn't a fan of as well. But yeah, there was a moment Greg Popovich is probably going to sit him down in practice and be like, all right, you're not taking this in the actual game. It's Summer League, so you get a pass, but they're down 4 in this situation, and I believe there's 15 seconds left. It'll be on the screen. He took the one-legged three-pointer, and I was like, all right, we saw that overseas. We saw that in France. And I don't have a problem with it in summer league, but if it was a regular season, it's like, all right. But because it's summer league, I'm laughing about it. Like, holy shit, he actually tried the one-legged three-pointer. They didn't use him in any screen and lob actions. Maybe it's because his teammates missed him at times, but we just saw the overall arsenal of he was just letting the game come to him, and you want to use him in that mid-range area. You want him to screen and pop to that mid-range. You want to see him like flash in the middle. And that's what I love to see from him. He crashed the glass as well. He just had an overall very efficient game. That's what I loved. It just looked like Wembanyama basketball. 27 minutes, he had 27 points. He had 12 rebounds. 4 of them were offensive rebounds. He had 3 blocks out there on the floor. Did have 3 turnovers, but again, 1 foul is very, very impressive. 7 of 12 from the free throw line, so it could have had more points. He was 2 of 4 from 3 and 9 of 14 from the overall field. So, again, it is just summer league, but you do see a skill set. But from a physicality standpoint, there's times he fell on the floor. But I just really believe in this dude. I remember I have literally a video on my channel. I'll pop up like a screenshot on the screen of reacting to his highlights like 3 years ago. Like, we're the same age. He's 19. I'm 19, and we're both 16 at the time when I was reacting to his highlights. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? This dude is ridiculous, but I feel he's going to be utilized even better when he's playing with Trey Jones, Kellen Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, and even more. But I thought he had an impressive, awesome performance, and he just kept it real with himself in the post-game press conference, talking about, like, I pretty much face adversity, and he's okay with learning. And he learned, and he performed very well. They did not get the W. Shout out to the Portland Trailblazers. The Spurs are now 1-1, but yeah, Branham was 1 for 17 in this game, 6 points. Champagne did not play well, 4 points. You had Blake Wesley, 14 points. Barlow played really well, like Dominic Barlow's game. He had 17 points, but besides Barlow, it's like he's literally putting this team on his back. He had 27 of the Spurs' 80 points. But let me know down below your thoughts on Wembanyama's performance. I absolutely loved it. Peace out, y'all.